Hello there guys, it's Steven here. Welcome back to another video. I know what you're thinking. What is going on here? It looks so different. Yeah, I'm wearing my glasses because I could not be asked to put my contact lens in today. I know I've got pretty bad vision, so get used to my face wearing glasses because sometimes I'll just do that because I can't be asked. Anyway, enough about my glasses. How are you all doing today? I hope you're all very well. I've got a video today which I've been thinking about doing for some time where I'm going to look at Manchester City's dream squad for next season and our dream transfer window in summer. It should be pretty fun, and a lot of people have been asking for this in the comments. It should be interesting in my opinion looking at the squad weaknesses and where we can improve, and in general it came to the realisation the other day that we've got a squad now that's just very nearly being complete, so it's quite interesting making this little video today, realising how good we could be next season with only a few very minor tweaks. But before I go too far, as ever, I want to say thank you to the Patreons. Dennis Duff, thank you mate for an absolutely huge and generous donation, guys. Thank you very much for all your support, and also to Noah, Raz as well. Dennis and Noah, thank you very much for getting involved. You want to get involved too, patreon.com/Esteemed Company, and you can get your name in the end board and a little shout out and all that kind of stuff. But what I'm going to do today is look at my dream transfer targets. There are some people that I haven't included, some more elaborate ones that could happen, but I've tried to be a little bit realistic and follow the kind of the profile of the signings that we've been making recently to see what is most likely, in my opinion, who are the players that we could actually get, who are realistic, and how we could possibly line up next season. And I'm going to start with someone first who's a little bit of a cheat because he's not a signing, but he is someone that I would like to see come into our squad. Pablo MAFFEO. Yes, he is already ours, but this all is built around the premise that, in my opinion, I think Danilo may actually leave in the summer. Now, hear me out on this. He looks relatively happy, but he did leave Real Madrid because he doesn't get much game time, and he's actually getting a little bit less game time this season than he did at Real Madrid. In general, I wouldn't be surprised if City kind of are happy to sell him in the summer. Obviously, it's a short-term move given the fact he was only here for 12 months, if that happens. But I wouldn't be surprised if this happens at all, and I'd actually see this as a relatively logical move, given the fact that Maffeo's been excellent at Girona, given the fact that he's homegrown, given the fact that he's one of the best young fullbacks in world football, an absolute warrior, a mini Zabaleta in the making, and someone that the biggest clubs in Spain are all looking at. Bringing him back and letting Danilo go, for me, is an absolute no-brainer. Now, this also builds around to the idea that I think in general, Fabian Delph is probably now the actual second-choice left-back behind Benjamin Mendy. I don't think we'll go for another left-back, which means I don't think we'll need Danilo as much. I think Maffeo and Walker would make sense as our right-backs, and then Delph and Mendy as our left-backs. I would love to see Maffeo back at the club because he's a fantastic player. And Danilo has been useful, but I can see maybe moving on in the summer, just because I think he'll want first-team football somewhere. He's good enough to go to like a Valencia or somewhere like that, maybe even a Dortmund or a slightly lower tier club. No disrespect to Dortmund, but they're not at the same table as a Bayern or even City these days. Someone like that where he can get first team football every week. And Maffeo for me would be a great signing given his age. A great acquisition to our squad given his age, given his connection to the club. To me, it's an absolute no-brainer. This one as well is a little bit of a dream. Someone I would love to see at Manchester City. Frenkie De Jong. He's been absolutely sensational for Ajax. I don't even know if he'd start every week or where exactly he would play. He's an absolute brilliant Pep-style utility player. He can play anywhere on that pitch. He's one of those people, basically, that's just a pure footballer. The kind of guy you can just slot into defence, probably even put him up front, left back in midfield, attacking midfield, defensive midfield, and just be very good. He's technically excellent. He's strong. He's intelligent. He's very physically good. He can burst past people. He's got a hell of an understanding of the game technically, tactically as well. He's excellent. He's just this kind of pure footballer that I think Pep could mould into someone absolutely special. A potentially young Philip Lahm, almost someone who can just play anywhere across the pitch. And I would love to see him come in and be this utility player that could just free up the likes of David Silva, or even a centre-back, or even a full-back, or even Fernandinho every now and then. All I know is that he's just too good not to have in our squad, in my personal opinion. I think he's special, this lad. And I think he's the kind of person that would alleviate so much pressure on so many people in our squad, while also adding to the team and eventually becoming a world star at Manchester City. I think Guardiola would love him, so I would love Frenkie De Jong in our squad. I'm not sure if it'll happen, but I would love it, and I hope it does happen because he's a fantastic footballer. He's only going to get better as well, in my personal opinion. The third one is another kind of like cheat one. It's another player that I would love to see come back into the squad. Angus Gunn has been absolutely outstanding for Norwich, even making the England squad at one point. Yes, it was kind of by injury and default, but Angus is a fantastic keeper. He's a very composed, very talented, very good shot stopper, great with the ball at his feet. He's very much versed in how we play at Manchester City. Now, there are through barriers to entry for this potential thing to happen. You might just want first team football, and given the fact that his career is on an upwards trajectory, I would understand that. But what I would say in counter accountants to that is that he's the kind of person now he could do quite happily with a year to win a title maybe at Manchester City. That would not harm his career. He's very young still. As far as a goalkeeper goes as well, he's exceptionally young. Him playing number 2 to Ederson, he'd get maybe 10 games a season, replacing Bravo if he left in the summer. That would be great for him. He'd get games for Manchester City. He'd be one of our academy prospects. He would get be another that's come through the ranks. It would be great. It'd be a no-brainer. I would love to see Angus at the club. Now, I suspect he might want to go on loan. If that is the case, maybe Muric. But I want Angus Gunn there. I think Muric is the third choice, Angus Gunn the second choice. That would be great for me. Great for the academy as well, which is very important. And it's great to have another young English player in our squad. The fourth one is someone that looks incredibly likely. Now, Fred is an exceptional footballer, someone that we nearly signed in January, that we got very close to completing, and he's the kind of person that wants to be at this club. Now, for me, that is very, very important. Having players who want to be here, who want to be a part of the squad that we're building, that's absolutely vital. And he's got the hunger and the desire to play for Guardiola and Manchester City. He's been in the press saying how much he'd love to be here, and that for me counts for loads. He's a quality player, and he'd give likes of Fernandinho time to breathe. Fernandinho isn't getting any younger. He's a bag of energy, Fernandinho. Phenomenal player, an incredibly underrated player, but he's not getting any younger, and he will get more tired, and that's my biggest worry this season. I wish we'd got Fred in the January transfer window, because he would have allowed Fernandinho a bit of a rest, but I still suspect we'll go back for him in the summer. And Fred is a quality player. He's young enough to be moulded by Guardiola and learn loads of skills, learn how Pep wants his midfielders, but he's also old enough to be relatively important straight off the bat. He's not this kind of wet behind the ears young rookie kid. He's been in the Ukraine now, he's been playing for a long time, so he understands the European football, he understands the game in harsh conditions. I think he'd fit into the Premier League easily. It's no surprise that the Brazilians that come over from the harsh conditions tend to settle into English life pretty well. I think Fred would be a very good player, a perfect squad addition, and someone that I think would add a lot to this team next season. Now, this for me would be the dream signing, the fun signing, the exciting signing. There's been a lot made that we're after another winger. Obviously, the hugely public flirting with Alexis Sanchez and Riyad Mahrez, neither of them happened. Now, Leon Bailey is the man that's on everyone's lips in football at the moment. He is the next big thing. The star absolutely broken through at Leverkusen, and I would love to see him at Manchester City. Now, if you don't know loads about him, it's probably understandable. Many of us don't watch the Bundesliga week in, week out, but he's been absolutely fantastic for these last 12 months from Leverkusen. They got him from Genk, where he was Belgian Young Player of the Year. He's a Jamaican winger. He's good friends with Raheem Sterling, as you can see here with his picture on screen now, and he's absolutely sensational. Even Frank de Boer, Ajax's manager, couldn't believe how good he was. This is the words he said. He said, he's so fast, it's not normal. His speed and his combination with his technique is very rare. It's exceptional. He has no weak points. He's a fantastic young player. He's this kind of player who's got a little bit of magic in his boots, capable of not only scoring beautiful solo goals or tap-ins, but he can score long ranges, or he can score cheeky back heels. He can set up people, and it's that searing pace. He's just devastating to defend against. Now, if you think of Guardiola's wingers, he loves pace, he loves skills, he loves individual moments of brilliance, because that's obviously all about his game, stretching the wide play. And you look at Sterling out on the left, when he's played there, this season hasn't been as effective. Leon Bailey can play on the left, and often starts there for Leverkusen. He would be someone that can compete with Leroy Sané a lot more regularly. It obviously offers options there, and he can even maybe eventually develop into a forward. He's got 8 goals this season and 5 assists, so he's very, very good going forward, and that's in about 14 starts and about 5 substitute appearances. He's getting more and more clinical, and he's only 20 years old. He's potentially a world-class player, Leon Bailey. He's the kind of person that I do not want us to miss out on. The only thing is, he could be about 100 million given the market these days, but he's a special talent, and he's already proved he runs a game so far this season that he can handle the big stage. Obviously, some people will say he's very young still. Is he worth the risk? But you got to look at the likes of Kylian Mbappe to know how much transfer fees can absolutely rock it if you don't strike while the iron is hot. And he's already going to be very expensive as it is anyway. You could turn around and say maybe we don't need another winger, but I think it's pretty obvious that we do want one. And given the fact that he fits the profile perfectly with what we want in terms of he's young, he's skillful, he's fast, he's got loads to prove, I think for me this would be a little bit of a no-brainer if we could get him. And this final one I want to add to the list is a little bit of a cheat. It's Mr. Pep Guardiola. I want him to sign a new contract. That would be absolutely huge. Now, a lot of people would say he only stays at club for 3 years, though he stayed at Thingy for 4, Barca for 4. I want to see him stay at Manchester City for a lot longer than 3 years or 4 years, 6, 7 years, to build a dynasty, to build a young, brilliant, exciting attacking team. Him committing his future to Manchester City, hopefully off the back of a few trophies, would send shockwaves around Europe. It would be a statement of a 10. It would basically terrify our rivals too. A man that most wouldn't like to admit gets under their skin given his brilliance. I would love it if Guardiola committed his future to Manchester City to see out what he started so far this season. He's building this young, exciting, vibrant technical team, and he'd be the perfect man for me. And hopefully we can get him confirmed for another 3 or 4 years in the summer. If we were to sign all these players, our squad would be absolutely phenomenal. Look at the squad on the screen now, and I've got it on my phone here just as a reference. Now, bear in mind, this lineup here, there isn't my preferred 11. It's just something that I put the names on a piece of paper, you know, what's most likely to happen. Now, you can choose your own starting 11 from the squad if you want to, but this is just something as a reference point for me. Now, look at that team. In general, it's one that basically would be our first choice for most of it. But look at the options there. Ederson would be backed by 2 young academy keepers, which is fantastic for our academy. It's great for our average squad age as well. It's just great in general. Then Mendy and Delph, I think, would be our first choice and second choice left back. And any one of those 4 defenders could be, any one of those 4 centre backs even could be starting. Laporte, Stones, I can see maybe has been something that we build on next season. Otamendi and Kompany being 3rd or 4th, or maybe first and second, who knows. But Kompany I can see maybe hanging around as 4th choice centre back next season. Then Walker back to MAFFEO. I'd love to see MAFFEO there, getting 25 games a season next season for a team. Hopefully they could win the league again. And Fernandinho being supported there by Fred and Frenkie De Jong. Now Frenkie De Jong could play anywhere in this team as a number 8, maybe a centre back, maybe even as a full back. I would just have him in that squad, kind of just being absolutely excellent just about anywhere, because that's how good a player he is in general. Then obviously you got Silva and De Bruyne in midfield, and I put Zinchenko there because I'd love to see Zinchenko hang around and actually be used in his preferred position every now and then. Obviously Foden's there as well, and Gundogan. That gives us options in midfield there. If you look at all those midfielders, obviously no Yaya there, who I suspect would have been moved on, no Danilo, who I think would have been moved on too. It just means that midfield is young, fresh, full of potential, as well as having that seniority that the likes of De Bruyne, but David Silva, Fernandinho actually bring. And then going forward, it's pretty much the same as it was, but you've got Leon Bailey there, and then you've got Sane, Sterling, Bernardo Silva, Brahim there as maybe as the backup option, then Aguero and Jesus, and maybe the Demetri potentially as the 3rd choice striker. It's a very good squad, it's a very young squad, and it's continuing this evolution of where we're going under Guardiola. I would love to see it. But anyway guys, that is just my dream transfer window, my dream squad for next season. We could go for someone like Hazard, we could go for Mahrez again, we could go for another centre back, or maybe another striker like Griezmann or Dybala. Who would you love to see in Manchester City? This is just my realistic squad. Let me know in the comments what you'd like to see. Let me know if you disagree with any of this. I probably won't be right, whoever is right with these kind of things, but I thought it was fun to do it. Let me know anyway guys, and I will see you next time. Drop a like on this video too. See you later guys. Hello guys, it's Stephen here. Thanks for watching this epic video. Hopefully the glasses didn't put you off too much as well. Guys, thanks for all the support on Patreon. If you want to get involved, patreon.com/Esteemed Company. If not, as I always say, I really appreciate all your likes, your comments, your views, your shares and so on. It means the world to me. Guys, thanks very much for watching, and there'll be more videos coming up this week. See you next time.